Ray Berggren here with PrairieLand Partners. And today we're out at Flickner Innovation Farm, and we're showing you a little bit of what we've done or what we're trying to prove this year. So we're putting all our technology in place, and to start off with, we planted this with a ExactEmerge planter, and we used ExactShot. And what that does, that's a fertilizer system that you can place the fertilizer either just a shot on the seed, you can move it off the seed in between the seed. So what we did here, we did 4 different trials, 4 different strips. We did ExactShot with our normal 6 gallons the acre rate. We did streaming side by side, and then we put in some Capture LFR, which is an insecticide, and we did the same 2 treatments with that. So then we came back in here just probably a week ago today with our See and Spray machine, and we did our post residual along with some Roundup and Lotus here in the See and Spray part. And we sprayed, out of the See and Spray side, we sprayed roughly 60% of this field. And as a whole last year, I'm gonna back up just a teeny bit. Within PrairieLand, 2 years ago, we had 4 machines. Last year, we had 20 machines. And of those 20 machines, they averaged, as a whole, 60% as a whole. And this year, the See and Spray is getting quite a bit of traction. This year, we actually have 50 machines in our AOR here in Kansas, which is central Kansas to the east, excluding the very northeast.
And so you'll come out here and you'll run the See and Spray system for people then, or does any farmer run it on their own? Or?
Oh, yeah, sure. Like I say, out of all of those machines, most of them are farmer owned. We have 5 Ultimates, just like the machine you see here, that are with commercial applicators. And they're gaining a lot of traction. They've had the request, and last year, our biggest one, they had a lot of traction with it, did good. Matter of fact, they were probably the #1 as far as chemical savings. You know, out of the whole group, they averaged just a little over 60%, I think 68% or something like that. So they did very good.
This partnership with the Flickners to be able to come out here and, run all this new technology, can you just kind of tell us a little bit about the value of that and everything you're able to learn from everything out here?
You bet. These guys have been gracious enough to work with us. They do a lot of hiring, custom hiring their farming done. So, and with that allows us to be able to come here, and they also partner with K-State, which we are doing here. So, and the idea here is to grab some data that's, not us generated, but K-State is going to come down and help us do the research. They're going to dig and look at our root masses. And across the road, we're doing another trial with the See and Spray only. We're trying to assess plant health. That's something that's really, really hard to prove. But we're going to try to do a full season plant health assessment on the See and Spray within the soybeans. We also have a field south of here that we're doing the same thing with cotton. Cotton, those guys go over those fields like 12 times, and they're always spraying some sort of a Liberty or something like that to capture to keep the fields clean, because weeds and a cotton stripper do not mix. So
what have you learned so far about the See and Spray, and how I guess mainstream, for lack of a better word, would you see this kind of technology being in the next few years? John Deere changed their strategy as far as the pricing structure. So right now, this season and moving forward, you're only getting charged for the savings, which means you're getting charged for the acres it does not spray. Okay, so that takes some of this equation out. There's such a thing as fallback mode. When the boom gets too high or you go too fast, it starts spraying solid in that section. So what that does is, that gets the price way down to an acceptable price point. And, people want this technology. They want to be able to use this to, #1, save, chemical or money on chemical, and all of that to be responsible just a little bit with, what they're doing with the land. Nobody wants to spray chemical all the time. And this is really, I would say, gaining a lot of traction, and the industry as a whole is moving this direction. They're coming fast, you know, and there's lots of other companies developing this type of technology. I would say personally, I was very skeptical from the beginning, because I've run a sprayer, you know, for 20, 30 years and worked for some commercial applicators, and it never ceases to amaze me how sensitive it is. It sees more than we can see actually with our own eyes, and even moving at 12 to 15 miles an hour through the field, recognizing a crop versus a weed. It's unbelievable. Really, really impressive.